All right guys, so we're finally here. We're finally getting to do a run through on our Ram 3500. This is the Roman Oz Ram 3500. I am Tyson from Roman and a Ram, and let's get into it. This platform of truck is probably what I reckon is the ultimate tourer for Australia. It's the 3500 range. You get your 5.8 ton GVM. It's about 2.3 ton in load capacity. So if you're towing, if you've got tinnies, if you've got canopies, this is where I believe you need to be. Anyway, we'll get into some of these accessories that I've put on it over the years, because this is a 3-year build. I've been through 3 different canopies. I've been through different suspension. I've been through, a lot of different accessories. And what is on there now is what I believe to be the best of the bunch of accessories you can put on an American truck in Australia at this point in time. All right guys, let's jump into the front end. We'll start off with this big thing here. That is what we call the Trail Ready Bull Bar. It is a full 3 hoop bull bar. I've looked into other ones on the market. That is what I believe is to be the best to actually give you cover and have the full 3 hoops. Lights on the front, we are running some Road Vision 32-inch twin row light bars there. We've also got some 7-inch rounds just here in the bull bar, and then inside there we have a 17,500 pound Sherpa winch. With the big rigs, and especially when we're towing our van, which is another 4.5 tons, so we're sitting a total of 10.3 ton. You need that 17,500 pound winch to get you out of strife if you ever get bogged. And then of course we have the GME aerial. Don't go anywhere without our GME gear. You always need comms. And yeah, let's jump up onto the roof. All right guys, so up here on the roof, we have a Pioneer flat platform. Running on underneath that, mounting it to the roof, is Outback Kitter's rail system. And with that, we have another 7-inch round Road Vision driving lights. And of course, on top, we have a bit of solar panel there that we'll talk about later when we get to the canopy. But that's it pretty much for the roof. It's nice and simple, and it's what we need. All right guys, it comes to the heart of this big girl, the powerhouse. We've upgraded to a stainless snorkel and airbox system just here by GNL. We've also done an engine tune. We've also done transmission upgrades. So with the transmission, we have, what have we done? We've tuned it, we've done billet valving, we've done a deeper pan, and we've done a hydro bypass, just making that 68 a bit stronger, because they are known to be a bit of a weak point. So you always want to make it strong when you're rolling around with big weights. What else have we done in the engine bay? We've done the heater bolt delete. We've done upgraded camshafts, upgraded lifters, and of course over that far side there is a lot of electrical gear for all the lights, all the winches, all the canopy accessories and everything like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the engine bay. Let's jump down the side of the car. All right guys, so the point that touches the road, our tires and rims. We are running Nittos. We've gone with the Nittos because they have such a large rating. They're a 1800 kilo tire. And then we've run the Method HDs. These are the things you need to run when you're in the American platform, especially the 3500s, and you're running these weights. And coupled with that, we have the new Apex RPV tire deflators. So we can deflate these 35-inch tires in a matter of seconds when we're going off-road. And then we come in the suspension. So this is my second suspension kit, which I believe right now this is the way I like it. And we have coupled a couple of things together here. So we have the 2.5-inch Fox remote res shocks, and then we have the Zone arms under there. We also have the BDS and Fox stabilizer kits, stable arms in the front, and then we've chucked in a couple of like sumo springs and stuff like that from Outback Kitters as well, which is where we've collected all this gear and put this kit together to be what I think is the ultimate suspension kit when it comes to the Rams. All right guys, so to get in this big vehicle with the larger lifts, we have the Amp Research side steps coupled with some nice little Road Vision lights under there for at night time. And then moving to the back, we'll jump on the suspension again. We have had our rear leaf pack reset by Springmaster. We've also coupled a Poly Air system, airbag system in the rear. And once again, we've got the Fox remote res 2.5-inch shocks. All right, so we have gone to the 3-inch lift in this. I had a 2-inch Carly lift beforehand. It was okay. I felt like I needed that little bit more height just with the wheelbase in these vehicles. And once again, I didn't go any further than 3-inch because I believe it's a bit too tall when it comes to your canopy and a family traveling full time. All right guys, so we're at the back end now. This is the part I love about this vehicle. This is it's my garage, it's my man shed, everything like that when I'm on the road. We'll start up the top here. We have the Bushwacker U-Butte, full 270 awning. It goes out to the front, around to the rear and the back. Full Australian canvas, absolutely love that thing. And we have that mounted to our Almac tinny loader on the top, because we do carry a tinny. I don't have it today, but we do carry one. The canopy. This thing I absolutely love. After having multiple different canopies over a 2500 and 3500 platform, I think I've done about 4 different setups now. I think this one here is the ultimate when it comes to keeping lightweight, full custom, and doing exactly what you want. And as well, you won't believe this, keeping the price down. Anyway, let's get into it. Start off with one handle entry. How good is that? No twin like that. We've got one handle entry, and we open it up. And then we have the full custom canopy that I designed using a couple of bits of their products, and then designing it how you want it. We'll start at this front end here, of course. We've got the full pull-out kitchen, which I'll pull out in a second. Above the kitchen, we're running a Cymarine system to monitor all our powers, ins, outs, everything like that. We have a digital Garmin switching, which that thing is awesome. We can also run it off our phone, as well as just hitting the buttons up there, nice and simple. And we can pair that together with a lot more if we need more. And then we have the Enerdrive 3000 watt inverter coupled with a 100 AC charger. Moving along, we have the new Dometic NXR 130 litre fridge. This thing is awesome. Once again, it's got nice sturdy shelves. A couple of the other fridges we've had before don't. This freezer section up here is fully removable, and yeah, as you can see, beers fit perfectly. All right, so guys, the fridge. The reason for going this is it's lighter. Like, you can go your full slides, drop downs, everything like that. You're just adding more weight, taking up more room, and spending more money in the long run. And as well, the other fridges, the old school fridges, actually use a little bit more power. So if we jump into this Dometic fridge here, nothing falls out, as you can see. Yes, I do have a little rod here and a little rod there that I chuck in sometimes, mainly just to hold the beer cans, but drawers are okay, that's all okay. That's how it is when we travel, when we hit the PDR, when we go off-road, when we do all of that, nothing changes, nothing falls out, and I believe it is the best way to accommodate space, not take up too much room, but get 130 litres. Like, could you imagine how much the old school fridge and drop down slide, how much room that would take up with 130 litres. And then along here we have this little drawer. We wanted this little drawer here. It holds all our little coffee supplies, knives, forks, all that kind of jazz. And then this is the part I love. So I went to the boys at Concept about halfway through the build. They kind of hated me for this. And I had the appliances. I had the oven, I had an ice machine, and I had a coffee machine. And I was like, boys, we've got to put this in there. I love just being able to have my appliances. Oh, there's some coffee beans for you. I love having my appliances when I'm on the road. Like, first 8 months of traveling, we spent so much money on coffee, and half the time we'd throw it out because people just can't make it these days. So we can make our own coffee when we're traveling. We've got our own ice machine because, hey, when you're up hot in the hot territory or up North Queensland or whatever like that, you want your iced coffee, or at night time, a couple of nice ice sheepdogs. And then up here, we do our cooking. Some people will say, oh, that's extreme, you don't need that. This is our kitchen. I don't like to cook inside the van all the time, especially with a young fella. If he's sleeping in there, I can come out here and I don't need to start a fire or get a little butane cooker out. I can cook whatever we want for dinner and do it with ease. Coming into cooking, let's jump over to this kitchen. So this kitchen is what I believe is the best kitchen on the market for canopies. And you can only get it from these boys. So she slides out, that's the first movement. And then you reach up the top, you got another lock. And that's when you get your kitchen platform. How good is that? And then not just that, you come to the front and then there's an option to have induction cooking, dual induction cooking in the front there. You can opt that out and you can opt in a sink or whatever you want there. However, we went the dual induction. So from this point here, I've got dual induction, I've got the kitchen bench, I've got my fridge, I've got my oven, my coffee machine, ice. Like what more do you want? All right guys, another part of the kitchen, of course, is lighting. So we're running Road Vision lighting up here. We've got 2 there, we've got 1 here, and then we have them all through the canopy, which we'll show a bit later on. Another thing with that, this canopy, it's fully insulated. So it's keeping the heat out. Not a lot of many manufacturers do that. So we've got a full 10 mil layer of insulation and carpet here, keeping the canopy nice and cool, which then in turn makes it that the fridge isn't overworking. Nothing in there is this, you know, getting that hot and melting or whatever that happens when it gets hot. All right guys, so one of my pet peeves when we're on the road is air inflation. So I've already spoken about deflation with these Apex RPVs, but it is inflation. So there's some times when we're on the road, no matter where we are, whether we're going sand, corrugations, you name it, we can go up and down in our PSIs 3-4 times a day, which when you're running 35s and you're running that 65 to 70 PSI, it takes forever. It used to take up to 45 minutes with a single twin ARB system in my last canopy. So when I went to the boys at Concept and I was like, hey, I want to do something a bit different, they were like, okay, let's do it. So, yep, it looks pretty simple, but we have this on the other side as well. So we have 4 compressors, 2 twins, but 4. And in turn with that, it comes out, it goes into a pressure regulating valve. And then from there, it goes and feeds this hose. So this compressor feeds this hose here that has a direct tire chuck. So I just put that directly on the tire, set my valve to say 65 PSI, bang, hit the button. And on the exact same side, on the other side, I get this hose here that's on the other side, hook it on, and then those 2 tires are going to that PSI. And in turn, I can get this one, hook it to the front, go over to the other side, hit that at say 60 PSI, because that's what I usually run my fronts at. And then I turn the compressor on at that side, and then those tires are going. So when those tires hit 60, bang, she cuts off. I don't have to sit there, there's no holding this, doing one tire at a time, taking 45 minutes, nothing like that. It's literally, I hit that, I walk away, make a coffee, chill out, whatever I gotta do, maybe air up the van, and then we keep on moving. I've got it down to about 15 minutes, I think it was last time. So from 45 minutes to 15 minutes, which, hey, if you had to do it 45 minutes 3 times a day, that is a lot of time taken up, and we've got better things to do with my life. So that's why we went for the quadruple system. And in turn with that, we do have a small air tank up under here. We've got an 11-litre air tank that runs to the back, so we can use the air guns to blow stuff out, or if we need to run hoses, help other people out, all that kind of stuff. So it's not just this system here, it's this coupled with a normal system, and it just makes our life so much easier. And I think that was one of the other big things that made Concept a standout for me, was I came to them with an idea, which you'll see a couple other ideas. I came to them with an idea and they're like, yeah, let's do it. Where a lot of those other manufacturers out there were just like, this is how we do it. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. So these boys will do what you want. All right guys, so now we're on the driver's side. I'll just quickly show you. Yep, there's that other twin ARB compressor with the main hoses. So yep, does the front, as I said before. Let's jump into this canopy with the one handle opening. How good is that? All right, let's get into the heart of the canopy, the Enerdrive system. So as you can see right there at the back of the fridge, we are running a 400 amp hour slimline lithium battery by Enerdrive. And then up the top there, you can see the 3000 watt inverter, 3000 watt inverter with 100 amp AC charger, and then we are running twin DC to DCs. We run the twin DC to DC, so then that way we can input between like 45 to about 48 amps per DC to DC. So when we're driving, we're putting anywhere from that 90 to 96 amps in, which is awesome, just to push that power back in before we get back to the van. Because hey, those times that the sun isn't good to us, we can always go for a drive, charge this up, and then we can charge the van off this, so it's like a silent generator. Coupled with that, the boys did a nice little custom install up there. They even chucked in fans. So we've got 2 fans on this side that throw the air through there just to keep that heat down when on those hot days, and then 2 fans at the other end that pull it out. And we've even coupled that with a temperature switch, so I can actually set the temperature for the ons and offs of that. And then we come down to the front here, we have a little charging area. This is what I like to call it. We've got 2 GPIOs and 6 USBs. We can charge lights, phones, Makita gear, and then a little drawer here because of the kitchen, and that's where I chuck all my Makita gear. Speaking of the drawers, we'll pull this one out. She's nice and heavy, full of gear. It's even got a fishing net in there. Check that out, no slides. How good is that? So no slides on either drawer. We are saving between 12 to 15 kilos per set of slides. Like, that is how, one of the ways these boys get their weights down. It's just unbelievable. And before you go and ask, oh, that's gonna be hard. No, it's not. Look at that, this slides in, easy as, and that's full of gear. That had a chainsaw in there, it's got jacks in there, it's got everything in there. And then we've got another one here, full length slide again. That's all the fishing gear. Slides nice and easy. Another one of my little things that I went to the boys and I went, hey, I want somewhere to store my fishing rods. So check this bad boy out here. This design I had in my last one, and I guess the boys just made it a little bit better. So all the fishing rods are nice and sturdy. They're not going anywhere. They're pushed up against carpet. There's no way to damage your fishing rods, because I hate that. I hate it when you put your fishing rods in those circle mounts and they bounce around on the corrugations and then you break all the tips, or yeah, that's just not for me. So we've done a full custom fishing rod holder there for the 6'6" rods. And then down here in a little area that was fully unusable, inside the framework of the canopy, we've got two-piece 12-foot rods. So we have 3 rods there, which, yeah, hey, I couldn't believe they actually did that, but they got them in there. So the lights, once again, this side we only have 2, the other side we had 3 because of the kitchen. This side we have 2. We're running the Road Vision lights. They are white amber once again. And then coming into the boat motor. So the concept boat motor slide, once again, I think it's one of the best, hey, like I'll move this out of the way quickly, but the last one I had, it ran extrusion, extrusion, extrusion. So like had a multi-point slide, and it was very, very wobbly when I was off-road. So I actually ended up having to tilt it against the back wall, stick some pads in there and strap it. However, if you look at this thing, like I'm hitting that pretty hard and it's not moving anywhere. So that's what you need when you're going off-road. Like, and as well, it's pretty simple to take the motor out, which you might as well show it. I just put a strap. That's the mount for the motor. I just do that with the strap. I'll move that out of the way. And then check this out. This slides forward, slides. Nice and easy, like it just sits there, like it's not doing anything. And then all you do is come down, slowly take the weight, sits there perfectly. Easy to go out, in, all what you need to do. And then if we get the cameraman to come in quickly, if you look down there, you'll actually see how the boys even made a cutout to make the controls for the motor go underneath the pull-out kitchen. Yeah, so that's how custom they go with this. They make it that this can, so the controls for the motor actually slide underneath the kitchen pull-out, which is just, hey, without doing that, it wouldn't have fit, it wouldn't have worked. So anyway, we'll go back to it. Look, some people think, oh, but you got to pull the whole weight up. Like, this is just one-handed. And then once you get to there, it actually takes over because the pivoting point, and you actually got to hold it. And then we just, what's that caught on? That's why you don't put a spear there. Oh, sweet. And then we just slide it in nice and easy, like that. Grab this little part here, it sits there. We put the strap back over, tighten the strap up, which pulls it down, and then it's back in place. Alrighty, let's jump to, oh, actually, while we're here, I forgot all about the little dust system that these guys run. So we can close it up, we can open it up. It's just here in the door, as you can see. So this is the out vent. And then on the other side, there was an in vent. It fully pressurizes the canopy when you're driving. And once again, like I said, if you need to adjust it, you can just close it up that little bit, which then will hold the pressure inside the canopy to minimize the dust. All right, let's jump to the back of this bad boy. All right, guys, so we're at the back now. We'll start off with this side closest. I went to them once again with a little custom thing, carrying fuels and carrying liquids and yeah. So I made a little DG box, I suppose you'd call it. So I keep all my fuels, all the car cleaning, all the degreasers, everything like that. It is fully vented, and as well it has little drip holes so I can wash it out, which is awesome. That is just another little custom thing they do. Of course, we have a ladder here, 2-piece ladder, folds down. Behind the ladder, we have our 240 in, and as well we have a 240 out, so we can charge our van or do whatever we need to do out here with power. And then coming down, we still have the trundle drawer, which I haven't even mentioned water. This trundle drawer is actually sitting in front of a 120 litre water tank, which has a full pump system. And then coming down to here, We have a nice little custom infill panel that has all the sensors, including the blind spot monitoring, which does actually pick up all the way down our 10-meter caravan. How good is that? And then we'll run along here. They've chucked us in a solar in. Then we have the air out, which is from that air tank I was telling you about. And then we have the manual inflation for our airbags. We have the camera for our caravan. We've got the 12 pin and we've got the 2 DC to DC. So we're running 2 DCs in there and 2 DCs in our van. They've nicely put our camera there so we can see our hitch perfectly when it comes to hooking up our van. Speaking of hitches, we are running the Shocker hitch. After using a couple of different hitches, I've had just a standard drop hitch, I've had a torsion drop hitch, and now I've gone to an airbag drop hitch. I think this thing just kicks them all out of the water. It's this, when you're driving and it just takes everything perfectly, you can watch it, it just moves perfectly as you're driving down the highway or corrugations or whatever you're driving on. And that's about it for the rear. Oh, other than we've got a 35-inch tire here with our PM Canvas. Everyone loves these. So this is our PM Canvas dirty bag and tire cover. They do 100% custom as well. You can get side pouches and hey, you name it. Everyone always asks us about that bad boy. And then of course the back of the Almac with some more road vision lighting, and as well we chucked in some extra indicators and that up the top there just for when we're on those dusty roads. Sometimes people can't see it because they're kicking up dust, they might see that one or vice versa, so we chucked in some extra lighting there just for safety. All right guys, so after 2 years of full-time travel plus 3 years of owning this Ram and 5 years of being in the American Truck platform, I think what I've put together here is probably what I believe to be the top of like what you need to travel Australia. It is in very comfort, I will say that much. All right guys, so I hope you really enjoyed this. I'd like to say thank you to all the people who are involved in this build, and especially thank you to like the people that have helped us out along the way. With that, we'd also love it if you help us out by subscribing to our channel. Plus then you'll actually get to see this bad boy out there tackling the tracks and who knows, maybe breaking and ended up back on a tow truck again. I'll chuck in the next, if you want to see it on a tow truck when we're up at Cape York and see what happened there. Anyway guys, thank you for watching and yeah, we'll see you soon.